Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Detroit by Night, and I hope that you've been doing well. Truth of the matter is things have not been so kind to our kindred. No, not lately. As we end up finding ourselves looking over Detroit. A day has come by. The sun shines, well, truthfully, it's an overcast smog. But that's kind of the state of Detroit. Motor City ends up doing a lot of exhaust, and it causes that malign haze that seems to be constant these nights. And it's not much better in the day. It's been drizzling. Droplets of water kicking up dust. Not enough for a torrential downpour, but enough just to make everything that humid and gross feeling. Kinda gets under your skin. And everybody goes to work, picks up the kids, drives about, hoping to get to their favorite bar to take a few shots before going home to do the grind all over again. Beautiful clockwork machine, skin and bone, moved on by desperation and vain hope. And this is the city that we are currently going to be looking a little closer tonight. It's Detroit. The arsenal of democracy, once being told, the Motor City, Motown. We end up having all kinds of names for it, but for the two we're going to observe tonight, they could call the city home, even if they themselves feel that they have none. Some squat in basements, others bury themselves in trash. These are the monsters that lurk in the night. When the sun goes down, these two have been trying to get in contact with one another, as it's very clear that everything has been crumbling around them. Monsters that thirst for blood, hungry, desperate, wounded. Ravenous animal stalks the streets of Detroit. And that's where we find ourselves when we look at two disfigured creatures. Those things that are just out the corner of your eye. When you look, nothing's there. That's what they are. That figment at the corner of your eye. And sometimes we only hope that they're figments. Let us introduce first Nightmare. Nightmare, it has not been a good couple of days, has it? What's going on with you right now?
I lost my home. I lost the good remember who I thought we could trust. And Stronowitz at least. So there's a slight win. Though he is exactly as I remember him. An old bastard.
Well, you did finally get him. It's been quite a few nights you've been looking. More than a week, if I recall.
Yep.
But,
Well, it's not exactly easy to get a hold of this man. I guess he's more of a Sandman than I could ever be.
well, to be fair, your Ventru counterpart did come through for you. Maybe not in the way you expected, or maybe it was planned all along, knowing full well what would happen. Who knows? Only Nightmare would assume. Still, right now, with the situation being as dire as it is, and you still recovering from the wounds left to you by the betrayer, one person you called Coterie member, Raven. Now you're soon to meet up with Mouse. The closest thing to pure you could probably find in your kind. Well, what's the intention? What's going through Nightmare's mind, I have to wonder.
Well, we need to find a place to lay low first. Right now I have neither a personal haven nor a group coterie haven. And if we could find at least somewhere where I could lay my head without having to worry about hobos or junkies, that would at least put some ease in my mind.
I imagine so. But thankfully you don't have to go it alone, unlike a lot of kindred. Though then again, Anarchs are more likely to start to stick together and fight amongst each other. And they're more akin to gangs, truthfully. And the gang you two belong to calls itself the Nightlife. But things seem pretty dead around here, and that's more the pity. Still, you're not the only one this little tale's about. So let us introduce you to Mouse. Mouse, you haven't been doing too well either, and while you might not be in as rough shape as Nightmare, I can only imagine there's a few thoughts running through your head.
Well, there's definitely the issue with Raven. I have been thinking a lot about that, and I've been thinking a lot about the different things that have been told to me over the last couple of nights about thinking about the repercussions, at least what Baron Creed thinks, the repercussions of what I think about the city. And I intend to do a little bit of research tonight, maybe ask some questions of some people, maybe figure out, since Gutter seems to be fairly familiar with how to use firearms, the fact that the gun that I have is a little strange to him is worrisome. So I want to figure out a little bit more about that, but also this event called Carthage. Baron Creed brought it up.
Carthage. Yeah. Something that's brought up by, well, it was brought up by Creed, but do you understand it? No.
No clue what that is.
Maybe. We need to end up digging a little bit deeper. That being said, Mouse, you and Nightmare do manage to find each other. You're on the edge of your own domain, or at least what was supposed to be assigned to your domain, now filled with what appears to be a, for lack of a better term, a cult of individuals who seem to be grieving over the loss of their homes and loved ones ever since the, well, incident broke out where, the Second Inquisition has taken actually a very drastic action. And after a large amount of open conflict and trying to end up bringing all that secrecy back in, or tie it up and leave no loose ends, things have been oddly quiet for the past few nights. Maybe they're laying low, licking their wounds. After all, Mouse, you're the one who ended up delivering it. Or maybe there's something else in the works. Who knows? We're gonna move over to the Fitzgerald neighborhood. Most likely place you can find, but depending on who you ask, also hosts the Hound of Fitzgerald, though you know her as Raven.
All of these problems concern me.
And so I leave it to you two. Where shall we begin?
Well, first things first, Mouse. We need to get a bite to eat. You're looking a little hungry,
Yeah.
and I'm looking a little damaged.
You really hadn't had a chance to recover, huh?
Not really. Did one thing after another. I've got most of the small wounds gone, but he points to a couple of large chunks missing from his abdomen. Not everything's quite healed.
Yikes. Yeah, let's find something to eat then, because more than peckish.
You looking for your normal fare, Mouse? Or, you just kind of leaves it open.
Maybe that's smart right now. Maybe that's...
I know you don't like the idea, Mouse, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Make sure not to, kill him. You don't need that under conscience.
No, exactly. That's exactly why I'm gonna go for the usual fare today, because I am not feeling comfortable with that.
Imagine not. Mouse, you made it a strict point to not feed on the kind, the people of Fitzgerald neighborhood. So it's going to make it more difficult for you. You have a chase of 2, which brings it to difficulty 5, but
I will also help.
you have to be more specific, so difficulty goes up by 1. Nightmare, you are aiding. So I'll give you a choice. I'll either allow hit Nightmare to give you the +1, which gives you a better chance to crit, or I can reduce the difficulty back down to 5 with no assist.
I'm gonna go with the difficulty 6 with the assist.
Alright.
And I'm gonna try Composure Animal Kin.
Resolve if you're taking time.
Even though my usual is Composure?
Oh, right. Your usual is Composure. Yep, that's right. Twitchy. Go ahead.
Alright, Composure Animal Kin. With 1.
I'll tell you what. You can either spend a willpower to get a 50-50 chance. You literally just need to roll it high. Or you can just succeed at a cost.
I thought you said this difficulty was 6. I can't make it with on 1 dice.
Oh, right. Because you ended up taking the...
Taking the +1, yeah.
Taking the +1. I will accept a success at a cost, but it's going to be 1 point of aggravated willpower.
I need it. I can't.
Okay.
I can't not feed.
All right. High or low?
High.
All right. So, Nightmare. Sometimes it requires you kicking over a trash can, spooking an animal into Mouse's general direction. Some of them got collars. Some of them are just strays. Some of them are just noisy cats that just are in heat and won't leave you alone. But, one way or another, a small group of carcasses, furred and otherwise, that are some of the alleys. Nightmare, you're now just coming around the bend as Mouse very much seems to be consuming. You look into Mouse, you're not sure what you caught. You know it was furry, you knew it was running. It's not until you look you end up seeing that he's feeding them what looks to be like a half-mauled raccoon.
Well, taking out the trash, I see.
Funny.
Hey, I've heard Panda was pretty good, so...
Trash panda, I guess.
Yep. Alright, well, I guess it's my turn, then.
Yep. How much was I able to take?
You're in for 2 blood.
Okay. Cool.
Alright.
Much better. Much better.
Alright. Nightmare.
Yep.
You're a little less restrictive. You just have a very odd feeding method of preference. Unless you have a different method of feeding tonight.
Nope. I've just gotta be quiet about it.
Difficulty's 5. If Mouse is willing to give you an assist,
I am.
plus
Okay.
1 to the roll.
Plus, I have a couple specialties I can use, so I'll pick one of those, because you can only have one, correct?
Yep.
So, plus 2. I'm gonna willpower reroll.
Alright.
I can roll up to 3, correct?
That's correct. 3 normal dice.
Come on.
Unfortunately, Nightmare, right now it's just awkward. You try and end up crawling up scaffolding as you're used to creeping in through windows. And you're just looking, and every time you think you have something, like it's just maybe a light goes on. Somebody's checking to see if their kid's asleep. Maybe you think you have something, but then just somebody left the fan going on, and that's what rustled the window. It was just time and time again. It's just frustrating, especially on how many of these apartments and how many of these houses are empty. Even if they're in good repair, you come up to them and they look good on the outside, you look inside and the entire place has been gutted. It's just one thing after another after another.
Always something with these bastards. Well, even so, I have to at least try to heal up a little bit.
Alright. Healing a point of aggravated.
Yep.
Roll 3 rouse checks. Cost you 2 hunger.
I'm at 400 now.
Yeah. But at least the wounds mend. At least you feel whole again, but you feel the beast inside it wants.
Not entirely whole. I've still got 1 point left.
No, you're still, it's a bit of tatters. At least the muscle is reconnected, so that's a good start. You know, your internals aren't spilling out on the concrete. You've been dragging that piece of intestine behind you for the past 2 nights. Hasn't been particularly helpful. But
Might have to find a bite to eat later then.
Better luck later, I guess.
For now, though, we've got some searching to do.
Well, it
I
seems
need-
like there's plenty of empty places. Let's just find one that's suitable.
Yeah, that's the problem, though. We have to make sure there aren't any squatters, drug dens, anything like that around. Otherwise, it's compromisable.
Hmm. What are you thinking about for keeping that from happening?
Well, that's a good question. Usually, they'll squat just about anywhere, but if you can give them a reason not to squat, Usually they'll stay away from more dangerous areas.
Nightmare. High or low?
Yeah. Low.
So as you two are speaking, you end up seeing, well, more hearing something on the other end, just around the corner in one of the back alleys. At first, it sounds like two people talking, and you're having a hard time making it out, at least from this distance. But you do.
Sneak a little closer.
Okay, given the fact that you are monstrous, even when you're covered up, it's still something you need to hide. So I'm going to need you to roll me a Dex or Resolve plus Stealth.
I am using Silence of Death, so I'm not making any noise.
Okay. So let's give that as a, for this circumstance, let's give it as a +2.
Alright.
And I'm just going to press against a wall, Cloak of Shadows,
Oh wow,
to listen in.
that is a bestial crit.
That is a messy crit.
That is a messy crit. Okay. Alright. So, as you end up creeping around the corner, you take a look through, and as you do, you see what appears to be a tiny, tiny little light between two people. Needles. Foul smell. Spoon. Being burned. So at this point, you can see that one of them, the one that's gone quiet, seems to be slumped against the wall. Not moving. And the woman is burning something. Seems to be... yeah. Seems to be... yeah, that she's injecting something into his arm. You start to lean forward, and as you end up doing so, you can see that there's two humans right there. As you kind of force yourself to kind of push off, and your hand goes onto a garbage can. It's not until you stop and you realize, if it wasn't for Silence of Death, you just compacted this thing by about a foot down, trying to keep yourself from wanting to just run out there and eat them. Your handprint is huge in the trash can lid.
We can't move this around. I'm gonna pick it up. Move back towards Mouse.
Mouse, you see the same thing. It's a little hard to see. They're like silhouettes.
Do I pick up on whatever scent that's coming off of them?
Intelligence and streetwise. If you have any specialties involving narcotics, then add it.
Okay, I have drug trade.
If you had to guess, heroin.
Yep, at least it's not flan. Do I see Nightmare kind of struggling, and that he's crushed a garbage can at this point?
Oh yeah, you're not sure why it didn't make any noise, but
Okay, so I sneakily am coming out of my cloak of shadows and I'm sidling up to him. What are you doing?
Leaving. And I turn away and force myself to go back around the corner, carrying the trash can lid with me.
Mouse,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a Wits plus awareness.
All right.
Difficulty's 3. It's a little shadow in here, but not quite enough. So, it's at this point you see very little. The guy seems to take a seat on the floor, and she crouches down. She seems to be untying his arm or something. You're not sure what's going on down there, especially as Nightmare moves around, about to get away from the scene.
Does it look like the guy is the person who slumped that she just took the tourniquet off of? Does it look like he's breathing?
You're a little far away. This is probably a good 40, 50 feet. You'd have to get closer. Outside of the earlier lighter, these two are silhouettes in an alley.
Mm.
The plus side, that same darkness covers you.
Right. So, I am going to sneakily try and approach a little bit just to see if he's alive.
Nightmare. Mouse seems to be going the opposite direction as you. What do you do?
I'm essentially taking a step back to breathe and control myself.
Yeah.
But then I will likely follow suit.
Alright. You both.
If he starts to follow me, I hold my hand up. I don't say anything. I just hold my hand up if he can see me.
Alright.
Because while he doesn't make any sound, he's still visible. And I tend to be a little bit better at being stealthy in an urban environment than he does.
It is your specialty.
I will stop for now. Just kind of stay around the corner, keep an eye on him. If it weren't for the fact that I'm on 4 hunger already, I would have used unseen passage, but I can't risk it right now.
No, certainly not. Every use of your abilities is a risk in one manner or another. Still, you're standing there with this open bit of evidence that something shouldn't be in this neighborhood. An inhuman hand able to crush solid aluminum.
What I'm going to do is there like a dumpster or something nearby?
Maybe. Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm going to get a little further away and slowly crush the rest of it.
Okay.
Until it's basically a ball of aluminum scrap, and then throw it in there.
You have
Maybe compress it to where it looks like it's been crushed by a machine.
Okay. What's your strength plus athletics again?
Strength is 2, athletics is 3.
Okay. So what you got? What you're gonna do? Yeah, I'll think you can do that. So you're gonna be a little busy off dealing with what's left of the evidence, so to speak. As Mouse, you get a little closer, and what you end up seeing, damn cats in the alleyways, is this woman she seems pretty high strung. Her hair is dyed and fading, and her makeup is falling to pieces. She's reaching ahead at this individual, and that's when you smell it. You smell blood.
I want to sense the beast.
Go ahead and roll it.
and it's versus their composer plus subterfuge.
Plus subterfuge. There is most certainly a beast present. You're fairly certain about it. And you're looking at this individual as they are feeding upon this individual who still has track marks up and down his arms. And you can see hers, and hers are no different. You can see a long, long time a user. But she feeds deep from him. Very deep.
I need to stop her.
How do you propose to do that?
I am... How far away is she from me?
You're probably 30 feet. You can sprint that in a heartbeat.
Could jump half of that in a heartbeat too.
Yeah. Problem
But I don't
is
wanna...
that if her mouth leaves his shoulder, if she's got a good vein, he'll bleed out quick.
Mm-hmm. If she's drinking deep, I need to stop her. I need to just run up and stop her.
Alright. So, it's at this point, you rush up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that sudden movement that you're no longer trying to be quiet, you're no longer trying to end up being stealthy, you're trying to get attention, you're trying to stop, as when she almost by default seems to pull away, and you see blood starting to pour out of this individual. It's coming out in spurts as her mouth is completely covered, and she reaches for what appears to be some kind of knife. She's fumbling with it. Her hands shake. She looks addled.
I say quietly, "Lick it closed. Lick it closed."
Roll me a charisma plus leadership.
Oh, this is gonna go well.
Well, there's always the chance.
Mm.
Because right now, this would be her plus composure. You're the aggressor. So immediately she kind of looks to you, and she seems a little confused at first and looks at him, and she puts her mouth over it, and it's like a fountain, trying to put her mouth around it, and she starts to lick it closed, though he is covered in his own blood at this point. His breathing is extremely shallow, and she just watches him for a minute, kind of just checks on him, and then looks to you, kind of shrinks off like, what? She doesn't seem to, or she seems extremely bothered by you.
I just hold my finger up to my lips quietly. Shh.
The fuck are you? She's trying to get this knife to end up clicking out at this point. She hasn't even managed to draw it at this point.
I'm just trying to help, okay?
You stay the fuck away from me.
I know. I know. Help me figure out if he's gonna live.
How the fuck am I supposed to know that? What? God damn it. This isn't how
I
it's
wanna-
supposed to be. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Fuck.
I'm the owner of this territory now. Just help me.
She kind of
I want to check
steps
his
away.
check his pulse and. I'm gonna check and see if does he, with as much blood as he's spilled and how drink she was deeping, does it look like he's going to survive?
Not if he doesn't get medical attention.
Do you have a phone?
No, I don't. I don't have a phone. I had to get rid of it. It was the fuck. What'd you do with it? What'd you do with it? Oh, fuck.
Okay, calm down.
No,
Calm down.
no, you stay calm, all right? What the fuck is going on? What do you mean you're the owner of this territory? What the? This wouldn't have happened if you didn't interrupt. I would have been fine.
You would have killed him.
You don't know that. You don't know jack shit.
I saw how it was going. You have no idea how drinking deep like that is going to kill somebody.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
We all say that, lady. We all say that. So, chill. Okay. So Mouse pulls
about this point, you're coming back, and Mouse seems to be speaking while an individual is laying in the alleyway. He is covered in his own blood, and the smell of blood is very strong here. And this woman also seems to be covered a little bit in arterial spray.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go up to them slowly. Mouse, what the hell's going on?
Shh. You. And I pull out my phone and I'm gonna dial 911.
Now, to be clear, this is the phone that Rashad gave you, correct?
Yes.
I will make a note. Alright. 911, what's the emergency?
I am standing in front of somebody who just got attacked, and we need help.
Sir, would you please stay on the line, okay? Now, where are you?
I look around and I give the cross street.
Okay. Alright. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to end up checking if he's still breathing. Would you be able to end up doing that for me? Okay?
Yeah.
I need you to stay calm. And it's at this point you see the woman, like, she is backing the hell away. Nightmare, you can see that she's about ready to run.
Well, that's not happening. I'm going to cut off her exit and hold my hands up. Whoa now. You're not going anywhere.
Alright. So that is going to be a contested. You can do.
I want to try to scare her into.
Okay. So if that's the case, let's make this either strength or stamina plus intimidation. Alright?
Okay.
But let's blend the two together. This is going to be a athletics plus stamina against. 4 successes. This is going to be tough. And the chase is
even if I re-roll, it's
Well, you would technically be the aggressor, so it's a 1 in 10 chance, but it is a chance. I can, however, allow you to succeed at a cost.
What's the cost?
The cost is going to be an additional complication is going to arise because of this situation. Maybe now, maybe later, but there will be, eventually, the devil gets his due.
I'm not gonna risk it. I'll chase after her on foot.
Alright. The chase begins as you start going. You end up seeing her run. And you take off. You are trying to end up keeping. She seems to at least be smart enough to not go into open streets. Given the fact she's covered in blood, that might not help things.
I'm chasing after her using. I'm not gonna use potent, but I am gonna chase after her. Decent dexterity and decent athletics, so.
Okay. We're going to head back to Mouse. Mouse, at this point, you end up seeing this woman run, and Nightmare is in hot pursuit. But you have a wounded individual who needs serious medical attention, but you cannot be here when the ambulance shows up, or the cops, because right now you just ended up saying somebody was attacked, which is going to provoke quite the, shall we say, interesting experience.
Okay.
There's also you're smart enough to know this, there's a whole bunch of blood, but there's no wound. A whole bunch of his blood, and there's no wound. There's no way to account for everything that's in this alley right now.
Okay. So there needs to be a wound. I have the knife that Gutter gave me.
There is.
I don't want to hurt. I don't want to do anything that will outright fucking kill him. So I need to figure out how to make a wound but not kill him.
That's going to be intelligence plus medicine.
That's a straight intelligence check for me.
Alright. You hope it's good enough. You kind of give him that cut across the eye, which might explain the bleeding down on his shirt and all that, as opposed to his shoulder. You hope. But you're still on the line right now, who is trying to work you through all the details. Is he still breathing? Can you check his pulse? This is how to check a pulse. All of this, just trying. A lot of questions that are keeping you on the phone an uncomfortable length of time.
Okay. If it's on the line too long, then I eventually need to hang up.
What's too long? Gives me an
2
idea.
minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. So we're going to end up cutting over to Nightmare and the chase while you do so. Okay, Nightmare. Same roll at this point.
It's... What was it? I mean, it's not intimidation anymore, it's just...
No. Now at this point it'll be a stamina plus athletics, since this is a full-on run. It's 2 successes on her.
3 successes for me.
Okay. So, you managed to end up catching up. You are hot on her heels. You can reach out. You can grab her by the hair right now if you wanted to. You could end up tackling her down, but she seems to be going down some alleyways. She seems to be going deeper into Fitzgerald.
This is our territory. We know exactly how to cut her off.
Yep.
I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Okay. What are you going to do?
So, is there basically a shortcut through one of the
I'll give you wits
alleys?
plus wits plus streetwise plus lane.
Okay.
So lane is treating as a bonus for here.
Okay.
And thank you very much for the reminder. Actually, I just read that and I ended up forgetting about it already. God damn it.
Alright, so it's a +2. So wits, streetwise, and Liam. So wits, streetwise plus.
Yeah. So it's going to be +2, plus any specialties you think might apply.
Okay. Alright, I don't think that would. Yeah. 3 again.
3 is still pretty solid. I mean, 3 is still very solid. Yeah. I'll tell you what. You can end up going, and she's still running, so let's see what she's at right now. This is effectively still a versus, but you have... Oh, shit. Okay. You managed to cut her off. And it's at this point, you see that as soon as you jump in front of her, like this huge thing suddenly ends up appearing in front of her. Just, she has no idea where it came from. From her perspective, you're Jason Voorhees. She's running from you, and now all of a sudden she ran into you, and she just immediately stops as her fangs come out, and you can see that she jumps away, but when she jumps away, she jumps up probably a good 15 feet back. So much so she's capable of actually grabbing hold of the fire escape as she starts to realize, like, you're right there. It starts to climb away, trying to get away from you.
Alright, this isn't working, so I'm gonna activate prowess.
Alright.
I'm not getting any hungrier either.
That's good.
So that adds my potence dice to any feats of strength.
Yep.
Which includes essentially climbing this goddamn thing as fast as possible.
Yep. So this is
Exactly what I'm
this is
doing.
going to be a strength or stamina plus athletics plus potence.
Five successes.
Alright, let's hope she don't crit, otherwise... Okay. So, you managed to end up... You saw her jump, and you will run to the base of the scaffolding. Now, she's running up the scaffolding, right? What you do is you jump up, you grab hold of the bars, and you throw yourself with nothing but your arm strength to be able to catch the next one. And you kick off with your legs as you pull up, and you are just almost leapfrogging up one piece of this fire escape to the next floor, to the next floor, to the next floor. Like, stupidly fast. Stupid. She's taking the stairs, you are leaping up flights one after another. It's not until she gets to the roof do you end up managing to land right behind her, and she kind of shuffles away from you, and she starts looking around for any other options that she has. And right now that she might be, you guys are probably 5 stories up, and she's looking towards the ledge.
Look, relax already. I'm not going to hurt you. Just stay.
The fuck are you?
I am one of the owners of this place, along with the one you met before.
Jesus Christ, you're a bunch of freaks.
Just relax.
Yeah,
You're new to this place, aren't you?
fuck off. Fuck you.
If you keep running, you're going to get caught by someone much worse than me.
Yeah. I think I'll take fucking chances.
I'm gonna try to essentially persuade her to stay.
Okay. Then I will say that would be charisma. That would be charisma plus leadership or persuasion in this case. You're not commanding, you're trying to persuade. And that'll also be plus lane because you now made it very clear this is your location.
Alright. 6 successes.
She doesn't seem to be calm. You can kind of see that she's very twitchy. She might be high, truthfully. She's kind of looking at you now. Whenever you take a step forward, she takes a step back. She's rustling all those small rocks you end up having on typically those flat roofs. And she's just kind of looking at you. Though you do catch her eye on occasion going towards a ledge or trying to figure out an escape.
Just relax. I'm not going to tell anyone about you or what happened. And you don't need to run.
I think I do.
No, you don't. If you run and run into the wrong person, you're dead. Do you understand? There's something much worse than what we are out here right now. Have you heard about the Hound?
No. She's rustling through and trying to end up thinking about what you could be talking about. No. I haven't heard of much of anything.
We could change that. But basically, this Hound, scariest shit you could come across in anywhere near here.
That coming
And
from
they
you is
hunt.
pretty fucking rich.
Yeah, it's worse than me. As ugly as I am, imagine something 10 times stronger. I am feeding it up a little bit because I got my ass kicked up.
Yeah, alright. So
It's faster, too.
who the fuck are you guys?
We are the nightlife. We're responsible for this place, and we're gonna be responsible for taking out that damned Hound, too.
Okay, what's the fuck this has to do with me?
You're feeding on our territory. And you're making a mess of it. If someone finds out about
I wouldn't
this...
have made a mess if it wasn't for that fucking freak down there.
Oh, that's what they all say. That's what I said so many times. But let me tell you, it's a lot harder to stop than it seems. Especially with that little voice whispering in your ear. Yeah, I know about it too. It takes a while to get over it. It takes a while to shut it up just a split second.
You know, we can eat her, you know. No one would know. Look at her, she's scared of you. She's
New blood, we can teach her to be better than this.
Fuck, that's a waste of time. Hell, you could
Maybe
probably
it is
drain
to
her
you.
dry and hook her off the fucking roof. You know, she'd probably be ashed by the time she hit the asphalt.
I'm not doing that.
Come on.
You shut your mouth. Look, you're new to this, aren't you? Recently, this happened to you.
Yeah, well,
I hold my hands up. Look, I have nothing here. I'm not gonna hurt you. You can talk.
what the fuck are you? I'm sorry, but
I'm a different kind of what happened to you. You got off lucky, considering.
lucky. You call this fucking lucky? Christ, what the fuck did I get myself into?
Welcome to the underworld, kid. Look, you don't have to trust me yet.
Oh,
All
trust
I'm
me, I
asking is that
don't.
you hear me out. After all, I've got a little more experience at this than you. And this territory belongs to us. We know the ins and the outs. Anywhere you try to hide, we could find you if we wanted to. But we are not trying to rule this place with torment. We just want to talk, make things clear, and teach you how not to make a mess of things.
Doesn't sound
Then-
like I got much of a fucking choice right now.
And if all goes well, you never have to see us again. Doesn't that sound fun?
Jesus Christ, there's more of you freaks out there.
Oh, so many more. Not all of them look like me. Most of them look like you. But, you don't know the half of it, kid. All I'm doing right now is offering you a chance at something better than skulking around, feeding off of junkies. Unless that's your thing, in which case you can feed off as many junkies as you want, but we'll teach you not to kill them.
Nightmare, are you sincere in this? Is this
Yes.
actually what you mean?
This is actually what I mean.
Okay.
This is completely honest.
Okay, so what is going on?
Well, that's something we're gonna have to talk about in private. I look around, Gimli. After all, just because you can't see someone doesn't mean they're not there.
It's at this point, Mouse, you've hung up the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You've started to make your way. You're trying to track down, and Nightmare and the perpetrator have definitely made a mess. You can actually see like some bent metal bars that are part of part of a fire escape, and a pattern all the way up. It's like something heavy hit a bar on the way down. Maybe kicked off. It's not hard for you to end up tracking.
Is there anyone around me that could possibly see me if I leaped?
No, not that you see.
Is there a ladder coming down from the fire escape that I don't have to leap up it?
No, it's one of those fire escapes that has a counterweight. So if you walked on the steps, it would come down to the ground. But if there's nothing on it, no weight, it goes back up flush to the first roof of the first floor.
Okay, then I'm going to soaring leap and activate weight of a feather,
Okay.
so that I land softly.
Okay. You managed to crest almost up to the second floor with a single leap. It's at this point you hear the conversation going, and you approach from behind. Now, are you doing anything when you get up to the final steps?
I've already got the knife put back away and everything. I don't have anything visible on me to look armed, and I'm just going up the ladder slowly.
Okay.
Covered, as much as I can be.
Yeah. You come across and you can see Nightmare is speaking to the girl. She looks scared out of her goddamn mind, and you manage to end up catching more than once that she's looking at the ledge. That idea that she might jump. But Nightmare seems to at least have some control over the situation.
He's better at that than me. That's for sure. So I don't approach closer, but I don't make myself invisible either. I am out in the open, but I'm not approaching.
Well, yeah.
I don't want her to get the wrong impression.
Yeah, you definitely end up catching her eye as she looks to you. Yeah, okay. So, more freaks are out there, I get it. Okay. And this is your place. Okay, so keep the fuck off your place. Okay, I got that.
That's not what I'm saying.
What the
I'm not
fuck are
saying
you
have
actually
to stay
saying?
on. What I'm saying is we can teach you, and you can feed on this area as long as you are not messy about it. But we can teach you how not to be messy. We're not trying to kick people out of the city.
But it does come at a cost. Nightmare.
Yes, it does.
She winces a bit and nods as she starts to pull one of the straps of her tank top off her shoulder.
Nothing too terrible. All we...
Whatever.
No, go ahead.
Whatever. Just do what you're gonna do.
I'm not gonna do anything. We're not gonna do anything.
Just because we look like monsters doesn't mean we have to act like it.
What I want is your name.
My name.
Yeah, or a nickname, something I can call you.
I mean, we prefer not to say hey you every time we want to, talk to you.
The big guy calls me Crank.
Big guy,
Big
huh?
guy.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a conversation about that. But first, I think I'll agree with this, Mouse. We need to get somewhere a little more secure.
Mouse.
That's my name.
Does everybody get like fucked up names when this shit happens? Is that what this is all about?
They tend to choose them. Yeah.
I mean,
They call
unless...
me... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, unless you want to go by something else.
That's up to you.
Not a
They call me...
Not a whole lot is up to me.
They call me Nightmare.
Yeah, no shit.
Anyway.
No.
Why don't we get off this rooftop the easy way?
And kind of make our way a little deeper in, I think. The cops are gonna be... and the paramedics are gonna be assisting that guy here fairly soon, so we probably ought to get somewhere a little more hidden.
Yeah, agreed.
Would you care to join us, Crank?
Doesn't look like I got a choice.
You always have a choice.
At least with us.
Yeah, well, I chose to leave, and that seemed to be taken away pretty fucking quick.
We just didn't want any misunderstandings between us. You wanted to clarify. If you wanted to leave, you absolutely have the choice. Just steer clear of the cops. We don't need another kindred dead in the city.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that. That's why I stopped you. So let's go talk.
And Nightmare will turn away and start heading down whether or not she's following.
Roll me, whoever wants to take this roll at advantage, or not advantage, with a +1 on top of Lane would be charisma plus persuasion.
I
Go
think
for
I'll
it,
do
Nightmare.
Alright. Mouse, as you're backing this up, it is +1 and it is your territory, so you receive additional.
3 successes.
You both end up getting down. You look up. For the briefest of moments, it doesn't look like she's coming. Until she starts to make her way down. You're not even sure if she'll follow. She's got this defeated look on her face when she starts to end up making her way down. She gets onto the concrete in the alley. She just looks at you both. Seems a little timid.
She's covered in blood at the moment, right?
Very much so.
I'm gonna take off my hoodie and I'm gonna drape it over her.
She recoils from you for a moment when you start to approach her with anything at this point.
Just to cover that.
I mean, we attract attention on our own, but you got a girl covered in blood. That's the kind of attention we don't want.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay. She starts to place the hoodie on, and it's small for her. Her wrists are well exposed. She might not even be able to get her shoulders all the way. They're almost like they're locked back, so she can't even lean forward comfortably. But
does it cover what I intended it to cover?
For the most part, if you don't look too close and you stay in the dark.
Keep in the dark, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm keeping Silence of Death off. Potence is off by now.
Scene's not over. You might want to keep it just in case.
You know what? You're right. I will keep it for now.
It's for an entire scene, so no sense cutting it
Yeah,
off.
that's true. Very true. And we're gonna walk further into the city, away from where we met this young lady, and find hopefully a quiet place.
Alright.
I will be actively searching for that quiet place.
Okay, Mouse, would you be able to make me either a Wits or Resolve plus Streetwise plus Ling?
Sure. And Lane is +2. 5 successes.
It doesn't take long. You know that there is... In fact, actually, let's use a very familiar place to you, Mouse, because you might be getting flashbacks here. You were on that roof not too long ago, because, well, you were being shot at that point. Well, you weren't being shot at. Oh, you were. They were tracking you. You destroyed the phone right over there. And as you start to make your way down the stairs, it still smells like smoke down here, even after it's been so long. This is where that one kindred died.
Yep.
That one haven that was burned out. Still.
Yep.
You can take a look.
Speaking of,
Go ahead.
one moment, sorry to interrupt. Mouse, you said you called the paramedic.
Yeah.
Let me see the phone.
I give him my phone.
I'm going to open it up and take out the SIM card.
Okay. SIM card is removed. Makes you a little bit
And
more
then-
difficult to track, though maybe that was the purpose of the phone, but then again, it wasn't designed to be calling public services. So,
And then I'm going to give him back both the SIM card and the phone. Be careful with that. We don't need them finding you with just this.
Yeah. And so I gesture for them to go inside.
there's no real door, so to speak. It's more of a piece of plywood, Nightmare. You can peel it out easily enough with your immense strength. With this power that runs in the Vitae that courses in your veins, you peel it back and you can see a little bit of dust comes out. The street lamp cascades into beams in here, and you can see the charred remains. A lot of it has been swept aside. It looks like they've done a once over in this place, but it's a wreck.
Looks like home.
You might all feel beasts stirring at the idea of being in a place that was engulfed in flame.
Well,
That's what I'll
at
have to do
least
for
it's
now.
out of the way to be able to talk for a second.
Yep. Sorry to take you so out of the way.
It's alright, I think.
So, you obviously are going to need feeding if you want to stay here in Fitzgerald, right?
So you two own Fitzgerald?
Pretty much.
In a way, yeah.
How does that even work?
Well, without getting too complicated, we have a structure. Those like you who don't have any place to call home lie sort of at the bottom. You essentially report to anyone above you, ask their permission to do things. Usually it's pretty casual.
That's fucked up.
It's not nearly as structured as he thinks. It's more along the lines of you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of structure.
Just
You
don't
do
stab it.
something. Do something for us, we'll let you feed here. You go back on that promise, then, things get a little bit dicey, and we have to call in the people who are higher above than us.
And you don't want to meet those guys. At least not on bad terms.
So, I propose, if you want to spend the next couple of nights, do you have a place that you stay here?
Yeah, the old man has a place for us.
The old man?
Yeah.
Who's that?
She looks to you. He goes by Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Ajax is who? Like, what's his angle? What's he do?
Scraping by. That's what we both do.
Like a lot of kindred that I know these days.
What do you mean, kindred?
Well, that's a fancy word for us. Those who are blood drinkers. Need to stay out of the sun. That kind of stuff.
Commonly referred to as vampires.
Yeah. That one I've heard. I've heard that one. It's... Oh, God.
Yeah, it's kind of a term that we don't necessarily like. It's
Too
the term,
popularized.
it's the term that was given to us, not by us, if that makes sense. But,
It's like calling Native Americans Indians.
I don't give a shit on that. So, what exactly do you want from me?
well, I, personally, would like to meet Ajax.
I'm curious about him too.
Duke's not gonna be liking that.
Duke, huh?
Yeah.
So you're part of that crew.
You know Duke.
I've heard of him. Not a big name, but I've heard of him.
She seems to be a little bit more tense.
Alright, then should we meet with Duke first then?
It's gonna be bad. I'm not gonna sell them out.
We can arrange a meeting at a place that is neutral territory.
Neutral territory. Do you have any idea on how this shit's been run?
More than you.
Oh, fantastic. So you're part of Pride's crew then?
No.
No.
No money.
Who's Pride?
You don't know.
No.
She places her hands over her face. She's like as if she's reliving something for a minute. Pride's he's a guy who apparently he set up shop. He said that this is his turf. And he's got a lot of people running for him. And he really didn't like when we started trying to end up finding a way to end up making for ourselves. I mean, if Ajax didn't find us a place to sleep, we'd be dead.
Pride has declared that he's the owner of the Fitzgerald projects.
I don't know what the fuck he's the owner of. Just... It was him.
But
He
his
certainly
crew.
doesn't. He certainly doesn't have permission here from the big boys.
But what the fuck is going on?
Basically, it's been a turf war recently. People are trying to take over our area because we were away on business, we'll say.
And with all of the FBI attacks and all of...
FBI?
Let's simplify it for now. She's already overwhelmed.
There's been a lot of attacks on Havens. There's been and the fact that this guy...
Homes. A lot of homes burned down.
Yeah, I got that part.
And this guy, Pride, coming after you guys for being homeless, that's shitty.
And that shit isn't gonna fly. Not here.
Like, you can take it up with him, okay? I just want to get the fuck out of this.
Oh, we will. We will. Most certainly. Pride. Oh, he's not taking over this territory.
That's another thing that we can concern ourselves with later. Right
Yeah.
now, do you, Duke, and Ajax have a place to stay?
She nods in the idea that, yeah, it's a place to hide from sunlight. No, this wouldn't qualify as a place to stay.
As in, she's kind of bouncing around.
It's
At
not
least
a,
I get the
it's not
impression
a
of that.
haven, it's a shelter, essentially.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, what are you good at, Crank? What do you do? What's the things that you like to do? What's the thing you did as a profession? What are you good at?
Well, just judging from her chase, she's pretty good at, running, and she's quite limber. She's got a talent like you when it comes to jumping.
Nobody. No, I just...
Don't say that. Nobody's a nobody.
I'm a nobody too.
Oh, right, you're just gonna feed into it, that's fantastic.
Well, that's true, because I'm basically nobody.
Look, if we're gonna be specific here, I am literally nobody, okay?
I used to... I am an addict. I was trying to get clean, and I went off the rails, and then this shit happened. I was about
Okay.
last week. Ajax found me and introduced me to Duke.
Okay. Well, maybe between the three of you and us, we can come to a deal.
Okay, deal.
Well, for one, we both got bad blood with pride.
I haven't met Pride yet, so we'll see.
Well, he's already moved in on our territory. That's bad enough for me.
He's not hard to find. It's really not hard to find.
It's not about finding. It's about kicking him off our land.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that went perfectly well for us last time.
No, we're not going to approach it like that, Nightmare.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of scared of somebody who's going to throw a literal truck at you.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Not the scariest thing I've seen.
It's enough for me.
And it's enough for me. So,
Oh, man.
we come to an agreement where all of us kind of watch each other's backs. You guys can feed. You give us information. We'll call it a square deal.
Not my call. If you
We'll
want to
keep pride off your back, too.
Then what I will ask Crank,
talk to Duke. Yeah.
let him know. Tonight, tomorrow night, whatever he wants to see fit, then we meet here. We'll talk about it. See what we can do. None of us wants to come across Pride.
I'll call
We
him.
just want to survive.
I'll call him. Yeah.
I would say be careful about calling people. Because we don't... Depending on the kind of security you might have on your phone, it might be better if you just go talk to Duke about it in person and then bring him
I
here.
have no idea where he is right now. Fuck with him going off and Ajax having to find another place for us to sleep tonight. Last night we had to dig our own fucking graves.
I know that all too well. He kind of whispers that to himself and looks away.
That's part of the deal.
Let's see if we can't find a place to stay tonight, Mouse. Maybe
Yeah.
not just for us, too.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Just, stick around here for a little bit till it's clear. Then you can do what you need to do. We're going to be finding a place to stay for the night.
How do I know? How do I know how to get hold of you?
Well,
You know, what's your number? I'll call you from a payphone.
She gives you a number.
Perfect. Then, once we find a place, I'll give you a call. We'll meet here, and then we'll go check it out. We'll meet here to talk about a deal, then we'll go check it out.
yes, after all, we don't need you guys melting before tomorrow night.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we're off to search. Keep an eye out. And be careful out there, especially now that,
Be careful of cops and paramedics,
yeah.
of course.
With that, you two leave Crank at the bottom of the basement, hidden in the depths of the Fitzgerald neighborhood. off to continue to find a place to call your own. Though, maybe, now it's not just for you.
Nightmare, you have really got to work on your desire to jump people.
Look, dude's stepping up on our territory. I wasn't necessarily going to say that we attack him personally, but now that we have a name, we know who to look out for, and we know who, well, we know who to target. And no, I'm not saying target for attack. I'm saying target possibly for negotiations.
Possibly, but you were making it sound like you wanted to jump him, like you felt that you could. Didn't you learn anything from Raven attacking us? Appearances mean nothing.
I know, Mouse. I put up a front sometimes, so I look tough. Okay, everyone does it. Okay, relax.
That's gonna get your fucking ass kicked. I'm just asking for you not to do that. Please don't try and jump down people's throats, because that's the last thing that we need.
You want me to start feasting on animals too, Mouse?
Wait, what?
Nothing. Look,
No,
I'll try to
I-
relax a bit, okay?
Okay. That's all I'm asking, is that we not try and jump people, because the last time we got jumped, it was basically a death match.
Okay, that was different. First of all, she's a crazy bitch. Second
Yeah,
of all,
We
she
don't
took us
know.
by surprise. Normally we do that.
We don't know Pride. We don't know if he's a scary bitch.
I know. I wasn't saying we just go up to his doorstep and punch him in the face.
Certainly sounded like what you wanted to do, so I'm just pointing it out.
Anyway, we're
Let's
wasting
not-
time. Let's go find a place.
Yeah.
Okay. Mouse, would you be able to roll me Resolver Wits plus Streetwise +1 for Nightmare, +2 for Lane?
3 total. Alright. 6 successes.
What do you think you would find? What is that ideal?
Ideally, I would find something that is a decent size, because we may or may not be taking in some guests, and the obvious thing being that it's lightproof. So maybe something with a finished basement, in that there's rooms.
Yeah. Yeah. This place, you can see that it's already been stripped of copper piping and what have you. From the outside, you can already see that electrical wire, anything of value has been stolen. That being said, there's clearly no other reason to come in here, at least not for valuables. So that's going to help. The basement, you discover, is not a walk-down stairway, but actually requires you lifting a panel that is on its way to the bathroom. So, it's a walk downstairs. You don't see any windows down here, which is nice. In fact, it's very hard to see down here. It's pitch dark.
With
This
all of the
doesn't
piping
look
and
too
everything.
bad.
Yeah.
None of the piping, nothing. It's
No light
everything's been
source.
stripped out.
Good.
You even see the electrical panels missing.
Well, what do you think about this?
I'd say we've got ourselves a winner. It's got lots of room. It's nice and spacious. Empty, just the way I like it.
You might be able to put a deadbolt on there real quick.
Yeah, definitely. That could definitely work. That deadbolted there from the inside, of course. They don't want nobody locking us in, you know. Not that it would exactly help, but
Keeping it locked and secure from inside and out would be a good idea.
yeah.
That way, we can lock it up if
Yeah.
we need to, and be able to get out if we need to leave.
Well, this is definitely something we can possibly ask Rashawn about. He's got access to security-based things, obviously. Not like we need a team for a deadbolt or anything like that, just the parts, and we should be okay.
Yep, just need to purchase it.
I don't know about you, but I'm a little low on funds right now.
I could probably try and earn some money at some point. But
What did you say, earn?
well,
It just gives you this look.
you know, I have my ways of earning money, you have yours. So
Correction, I had mine. I've
that
got
went up with
nothing
your Haven,
anymore,
didn't it?
Mouse. Yeah, I've got nothing anymore, Mouse. Everything's gone.
Damn.
Now,
That's-
I was nobody
that's shitty.
before, I'm nobody now. I'm not even a body. Anyway, look, we found a place, we can call them up now.
Yeah, let's go find that payphone.
Yeah.
High or low?
Hi.
Okay. Alright. You two end up seeming to find a payphone. It's weird because you gotta hold the speaker and the receiver as two different parts, as it's been clearly snapped in two. But at least it still functions. Nightmare, you're just trying to keep watch. Mouse, you're feeling a little exposed now that you're missing the hoodie at this point. Trying to keep that ball cap low, but you're a lot harder, or a lot easier to make out right now if anybody caught you in the light. Thankfully, you have enough experience to do some common sense. That being said, Crank does pick up the phone. It's been about an hour.
I think we found something.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that them? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Give me the phone. Come on. Alright. So I got this idea that I'm dealing with with the landlords, as it were. Do you understand that?
Pretty much.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Now, here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna show up. You're gonna enter first. We're gonna watch you enter first. When we think that it's clear, I'm gonna come down with one of my boys. And if I hear screaming from up top, things are gonna get really bad real fast. Do you understand me? So you
I understand
clean
you.
just with you two. I ain't not taking any chances with any of you fucks.
Understandable.
He hangs up.
Alright. They're on their way.
Alright.
We enter first. They'll enter last. No funny business.
But I'm all about the funny business, you know this. I get it. I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah, please don't. We need friends.
Let's do this.
you can see Crank from across the street, along with two other individuals. One looks a little beefier than the other. The other looks like an old man. So the larger fellow, his hair sticks out a bit and looks a little rough around the edges. Seems to have something wrapped in a cloth in his hand. Something big, probably the size of a suitcase.
We are entering first, as was agreed.
When you get to the stairs and you wait, you see two shadows coming down the stairs, cast by the street light, when an old man looks around. He's unshaven, older, looks a little beat up, and he kind of looks around. He sees you two, and he seems to be startled when he looks at you, like very much like Crank's reaction when he speaks a little softly. Yeah, it's like she said, there's two. Oh, fantastic. So at that point, Nuke walks around the corner, who you presume to be Duke anyway. Duke ends up walking around, and you can see that he's very much the same bit. He's unshaven, unkempt, but he walks around. He's got this kind of a mean streak on him. Mm-hmm. The thing is as he walks in, he makes his intentions very known as he pulls aside what appeared to be a cloth, and what you see is a gas can, and duct taped to it is several road flares. And he keeps his hand very close to one of those road flares.
Whoa.
We don't intend any funny business.
Yeah, and I'd like to keep it that way, so if you don't mind, I'm just gonna have to end up making sure that everything is calm, cool, and collected. You dig?
I dig.
We get it.
Good. All right. So Crank says that you're claiming this a bit of these streets right now, which is funny given on what the last guy ended up telling us the same. So I would like to end up getting some fucking answers.
Well, for one, the last guy you talked to, he's full of shit.
Really? Because you seem pretty fucking convincing to me.
I know it can seem convincing when they're strong enough to, was it lift a truck? That's,
He threw it at me. Yeah, we saw it.
It's impressive and all, but his word don't mean shit around these parts.
Yeah.
Sure, he might be able to crush you, but
And what makes yours any better?
Well...
Huh? I'm kind of curious. He sloshes the
I gotta
gasoline.
smile and look to Mouse. Can I tell him? Or do you want to do it?
I'm not sure what you're trying to tell him.
You know, about the big boss.
Oh. Yeah. Well, see, I'm not here to make threats.
It's not about threats. It's about, why our word means more than pride's.
It's more along the lines of, we want to make you a deal.
Yeah. Deal. You hear that, Ajax? A deal. They want to make a deal. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'd like to end up knowing exactly why it is that I should be listening to this any more than the fact that right now I told little Missy upstairs that I'd handle it.
Well, the fact of the matter is that there are plenty of people much in the same boat as you are. Probably some simply because different things. You know, they don't like your hair. They don't like your look. Some people don't like really anything like that. They're superficial.
Yeah, funny. So, that being said, now we got this whole bit where now I gotta end up dealing with you two. Man, you fine folk got me all the tizzy right now. So you have my undivided attention. He lifts the jerry can, and I certainly hope I got yours.
Certainly do.
Fantastic.
First things first. As to why you should take our word instead of Pride's, we've got someone much more powerful than Pride could ever handle.
Yeah.
And they're our boss.
Mm. And why should I give a shit about them?
Well, let's just say they have the power to wipe each and every one of us off the face of the planet like we never existed.
Yeah, well, right now they ain't here. Who's here is, well, I don't know what the fuck you two are.
What's second? We've got a place for you guys to stay at night, so you don't have to worry about the sunlight or bury yourselves beneath ground.
We get by.
Wouldn't you like to feel a little more secure, though? Not
I don't know.
have your hair burning up.
I'm feeling pretty secure right now as it is. See, I'm very comfortable on the idea that ultimately it's my decision to end up here seeing if this place burns down a second time. I'm feeling very fucking comfortable right now.
The only problem with that being that if you burn this place down for a second time, it's going to get the people who burnt it down the first time coming to look at us.
What you know, Pipsqueak?
I know a lot of things. It's kind of my deal. That's kind of what I
We've got a
do.
lot of information we could be willing to share. And we're not going to throw a truck at you, so there's that.
I don't know, Duke. I think that they might, you know, they're the freaky types. I don't know. Cool your jets, Ajax. Cool your jets. Now, that being, I'm thinking about this for a second. And there seems to be some heavy dispute as to what's going on. Now, you say you're offering us a place to stay. But from what I end up gathering from the lady above, Crank ends up saying that you guys ask for things for services rendered.
It's true.
So how do we know you're not gonna fuck all of us?
Because, to put it bluntly, if we were to go back on our word with all four of us being witnesses to it, then that would spell trouble for us from our boss. So, the fact of the matter is, with as many people as are here, it is in our best interest that if we make you a promise, we don't go back on it.
After all, if you don't come after us, they will.
So it sounds like I should be talking with them. Where they at?
Listen, it's unfortunately not that easy.
Oh.
We've been put in charge of this place. So,
Oh, you've been put in charge. Tell me, you feel in charge right now?
what do you think?
Well, let's just
He
say
starts
no one wants to
unturning,
be
or
down.
he starts twisting one of the caps on the road flare.
Let's just say that no one wants to be here if that fire does go off. And I'm not talking about the fire itself.
Oh, I know.
If you think I look scary now,
Oh, I figured that much out. I also figured out we burn real fucking good. So,
That's fair.
yeah, and bluntly, we ain't got much left to lose. So,
you've got a whole lot to gain, though.
yeah, promises. I end up hearing promises all my life.
Why don't we start with a place to stay then? We'll offer it as a services rendered without any charge for now. A promise that we can actually keep. Somewhere you can lay your heads, but you don't have to worry about it burning off.
Roll me a persuasion and charisma. I would end up saying +1, but I'm pretty sure there's also the -1 on the fact that Duke's kind of got the grenade in the room right now, almost quite literally.
Does Leanne count for this because it is her turn?
Yes, it does.
Okay. 5, 6. No, that's a bestial messy crit.
Okay.
7.
Alright. I'm gonna need to roll something real quick. This is on Duke's sheet. Oh, no. This is just gonna be a straight willpower roll. Oh, thank God. Alright. So, as he's kind of untwisting this cap, really threatening to set off the road flare, you immediately end up starting to expressing, we have a place to stay. We have a place for you. We have a place where you can end up resting your head. That you're trying to make it. You're presenting the world, and it's very clear Duke feels in control. And the beast doesn't like that, not one bit. As you suddenly rush right up to him, and you end up getting so close to his face, you were inches away from his face, and your hand kind of clenches down on his, and something inside you kind of ticks a little as you start forcing his hand to start unscrewing that cap even further. In that, we can go up together if you don't like it. Like you're trying to call his bluff. And it's enough to make him kind of, as you realize, like he wants to step back, and he actually drops the can, but he doesn't unscrew the lid. So now this bit of gasoline with road flares just hits the ground. It sloshes. Everybody kind of takes a step back, worried that the road flare might accidentally go off. Thankfully, it doesn't. Not right now. We can eat him now. He threatened to burn us. Threatened to burn you and Mouse. He doesn't care. He's a liability. Take him out.
We need allies. No matter how tasty he might look, we could get much more if he actually helps us. You better calm your ass down.
Yeah. I think that's goes just as much for you. You can see he's taking a step back, but he's not running. Okay, I get you. I get you, son. I got you. Alright, Ajax. Get ready to move camp. We're gonna go out on a limb. But if this turns into any kind of funny business, this don't turn into a talk anymore. You understands?
Crystal clear.
No funny business.
He reaches down to grab the jerry can. Alright. So that's what you're given. What you want.
What do you guys do?
Do?
What are you good at? Information gathering, rumor gathering, fighting somebody. What you good at?
Enough to end up putting your scrawny ass into a pretzel if I wanted to.
That's not saying much.
And I'm willing to end up going against the big guy too. Because there's this voice in my head kind of feeling like where my heart wants to jump out of my throat and strangle you on its own. It's kind of thrilling, truthfully.
Oh, I feel the same way. I think I might be starting to like you.
Yeah, fuck you too. Ajax
Most
here.
of us feel that way.
Ajax here, he's good at finding bits and pieces. What did you say you used to do, Ajax? I used to fix radios. You know, back in the radio man. Yeah, that's right. And Crank, well, if she ain't blowing somebody, or if she ain't trying to fill her veins with some shit, it don't work no more, but she still feels like she needs to. Well, yeah. That's always fun. Turn herself inside out if it meant that she ended up getting a hit of flan.
Well.
Oh, you don't want that now.
No, that is bad news. But, what we'll ask is that to each of you, to your own skill set, that you continually offer something as long as you stay.
Oh, great. Yeah. So, I held down to the King Hideous down here and his midget friend.
More along the lines of, for as long as you choose to stay, you'll be providing something in return. Whatever that is, if that's information, if that's money, if that's taking care of something that we want taken care of.
Yeah, well, you're bitch. That's what you're trying to play down. Well, I don't play that.
What would you play then?
I don't know. Right now you're talking. And you're mean and you're ugly. Oh, fuck you ugly. But at this point, we need a place to end up there calling our own. We do it, we'll find it. Ajax here has a few places scoped out. Just need to end up keeping our head down. But you, on the other hand, well, you look as ugly as Pride's friend.
What friend is that?
Yeah. Calls himself Blackmore.
Blackmore.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that's a piece of information that is very useful to me. Consider yourself a place to stay.
Yeah, we've had lots of awakenings today, so I think we can call
The
it.
fuck you talking about?
Well, we got Pride's name for one. And then we got Blackmore now, right-hand man. Learned about you. That's more than we knew yesterday.
Yeah. For saying this is your place, you ain't on top of shit now, are ya?
Like we said, we were away on business.
Well, welcome back fucking home.
I'm gonna go with one crap.
So,
So yeah, something like that. Every night you want to stay. As soon as you want to leave, you're free to leave. Deal?
pardon if I don't shake your hand on it.
That's fair. I just need your word.
Alright. You got it for now, boy. Ajax,
enough.
we need to end up moving out at this point. Get your shit, get the tent, do what you need to do. Get ready to roll. You make sure Crank at least keeps her fucking head on straight. I don't need that bitch fucking shit up again.
Yeah, about that. Let's keep any feeding that you might want to do a little clean. Not leave a mess.
We ain't looking to get any more attention in this area.
Yeah.
Works out for everybody.
Keep telling yourself that. He takes hold of the jerry can and starts to step back. You can see an Ajax. Ajax is, he looks to you. And he kind of nods his head slowly. As they get around the corner, you hear something. It seems like a smack, like something heavy on impact. Bitch, you made me look weak. Motherfucking, you trying to get us rolled? I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, motherfucker. You better end up keeping your ass on straight. I'm gonna set you straight. You understand me? Or you want your boy Charlie to end up burning too? Motherfucker. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, get down here. We going. It starts turning into this lot of beratement as they start to move away. You gotta wonder, what did you just sign on for? And with that, I think we're going to take a quick little break. So, we'll see you guys momentarily as we have a moment to stretch our legs and, well, consider where the story takes us next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, there's certain kindred kind of left to their own devices. Some refer to them as the runoff. Individuals with no place, no education, nothing really. They're created, cast to the side, and left to fend for their own. And only for their own. It's here we ended up running into Duke, Ajax, and Crank. A trio of, well, more newly embraced. Who Mouse and Nightmare have at least wrangled up to be able to end up offering them safe passage, a place to sleep in the Fitzgerald in the neighborhood, claiming it as their domain. Though very much Ajax questions on how much of a domain it could possibly be, though he might not use the term, simply due to the contesting nature between themselves and a individual who calls himself Pride. This individual's name has crept up a few times, though maybe only now they understand that that's what was being said. Walk with pride. Not walk with your own pride, but to walk with a person. And this person has claimed, at least in part, the Fitzgerald neighborhood, causing contesting of domain. Yet, those larger ideals are almost a crushing weight on the small things that make up kindred existence. Nightmare has run himself near dry, needing to feed, and Mouse, who's been hanging on to a small artifact, well, more accurately a pistol, that was taken off of one of the investigators from the FBI, the Second Inquisition, who burning down several havens, much like the one that they just left when speaking to the runoff. And so, this last bit goes to Nightmare and Mouse, finding a way for Mouse's big mouse brother to feed, and to maybe get some answers. Unfortunately, some things are rarely so clear-cut.
Yeah, back there you seemed a little bit hangry when you were talking to Duke.
Look, it's been a while, okay? I'm tired. Got wounds to heal. It's not easy.
And apparently, so hungry, his voice ended up changing.
Tired, I'm hungry, it's not easy.
Yeah, I was definitely concerned that you were going to set off that thing, that you weren't bluffing.
Well, let's just say from one intimidating fellow to another, he had this air about him. He might have done it if we had really pissed him off, but he wasn't quite ready to call it quits on life just yet. Or
Anyway,
on life in this case.
yeah, I've got some things that I want to look into tonight.
Well, alone there. I got things that I need to do too.
You don't happen to know anybody who knows anything about firearms, do you?
Well, I used to. Problem is, contacting him now is a big risk on your part, or my part.
Huh.
Mostly because they're agents, but you know.
Yeah, let's not do anything related to federal agents.
So we're on the same page. Good, good, good. But no, I don't know anyone right now that we can contact.
Hmm. Oh well, it's just a thing that I've been mulling over. You don't happen to know anything about an event called Carthage, do you?
Would I know something about Carthage?
Roll me a intelligence academics or knowledge occults, whichever is higher.
Intelligence, or occult. I mean, they're the same, so it's just going to be different information.
Alright. So which
I'll
was
go
your
occult intelligence.
occult intelligence? Okay.
And unless it's in Latin, I don't think,
No.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, this is pretty good, all things considered. It's no nightmare. Carthage is something brought up amongst anarchs, particularly the Bruja. See, way back when, the Bruja had, you can almost call it a grand experiment. A place where kindred and kind could coexist. Some speak of it as though it was a paradise. Others say that it was a horror show. Depends on who you ask. It is very much the calling of the anarchs to think of Carthage as perfect anarchy, what the ideal was. That you were never below your elders. Your child were never below you. But you existed in a night where you could feed as you wish. That everything would just kind of work itself out. Whatever you think it is, the story changes from person to person, but it ultimately was known for one thing. It was something that was held and then ultimately destroyed by Rome. Supposedly there might have been Ventrue involvement, but ultimately Carthage is a dream. Even tonight, many anarchs still end up speaking of Carthage as not a past event, but the hopes to remake anew. It's a tragic story in that regard. For kindred, a paradise lost.
Carthage, huh? Well, just imagine imagine a big buffet. Makes you happy. Eat all you like. Everyone's equal there. You pay the same amount and everyone gets to eat much as they want. Party if they want. Now just imagine that with kindred and kind. Carthage is what some people call the perfect anarchy, really. Or you could call it a horror show. I mean, nightmare. No puns intended. Or all the puns intended. Take it as you wish. Regardless, it was and is something people want to attain again. It was something that existed before. Rome took it out, though. Romans, they never knew how to have any fun. Regardless, it's something people, anarchs especially, still want. It's mostly for Bruja back in the day. At least that's kind of their thing. They kind of, I guess, started it, or whatever. But there are rumors, don't take my word for it, I wasn't born back then. There were rumors that, the Ventrue had something to do with taking it out.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. But hey, Why are you so interested in Carthage anyway?
I don't know, just something that was brought up to me that I was wanting to think more about and probably should learn a little bit more about.
Yeah, that's definitely something that, I mean, hey.
I mean, I don't know
That
a whole
seems-
lot about kindred history, so
Really easy. I mean, I'm guilty as charged when it comes to that too. I don't know nearly as much as I would like. Hey, I've been a little preoccupied lately, right?
yeah. I don't know. I might have to do some studying in that regard. God, I hated school.
Well, I didn't hate school, but
Mm,
sure was long.
yeah.
Anyway, look, whenever you need to, call me. Put your SIM card back in when you feel comfortable with it. Maybe when the old police thing dies down. You need to call me right away. Serious. Any trouble arises, I will be there.
Gotcha.
And then Nightmare goes off on his bike.
You know, we're not gonna get fed out here.
He's going to remember it either way.
We need to feed. We need to feed.
I know we need to feed.
Come on. Come on. Just give it up already. One in a bin. Good enough. Come on.
We're not killing anyone.
Oh, fuck off. You and I both know that you ain't gonna make it if this keeps up. You know you ain't gonna make it.
I'm gonna try my damnedest even still, just to spite you.
Yeah. See how long that lasts. You know, you can't keep this up forever. You might try and be big and scary, but you and I both know that eventually you're gonna start turning it around. And you're gonna need me. And need what we can do. And
Maybe, but that time ain't now.
Fuck you. You're just as starved as I am. Come on, Nightmare. Come on, Neville.
You know how much I love to argue with you, but I think it's about time that I found myself something to eat.
See, if we're on
Without
the same
killing.
page. Now, see, it's that last part that's gonna be an issue. Because you let me get so much as a taste, and I'm gonna get out. I'll drink the whole goddamn thing just because of you. Because you're denying us, you're pushing it too hard. You're putting us at risk.
I'm gonna go off and try to find something to eat.
How are you gonna feed?
I've gotta do what's tried and true.
Alright. Difficulty 5.
Sales tax. Plus 1 specialty. 4.
Oh, that's a compulsion.
Oh, what?
One of your
What?
hunger dice. One of your hunger dice is a 1, and it wasn't a 5.
Shit.
Okay. Let's take a look here. I think we're not going to do random. I think it's very clear what kind of compulsion is going to come in. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. This is definitely a hunger compulsion. So right now you need to feed. But it's become more than a I need to eat. It's the only thing you can think about is eating. It's just gnawing at you in the inside. You gotta eat. You gotta eat every time. You're starting to find that on occasion the bike swerves because you think so much about it. You start to lose focus on the fact you're riding a motorcycle.
Then I'm gonna find someone on the street.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna hunt more like an alley cat at this point. We're gonna end up making this a scene. You can find people. That's not the hard part. The hard part is finding that opportunity where you're not gonna get caught. So, with that being said, we're gonna start off with a wits plus awareness. Unless there's anything else you think you could do.
This point, I can. Two.
Ooh, okay. So, you continue on, and you do find someone, high or low.
Low.
You do find 3 someones. They seem to be walking. And you notice an armband around each one of on their left side. They seem to be speaking amongst themselves as they're walking. And you see them turn into an alleyway. Oh God. 3 of them. You could feast on them and not kill all of them. Or any of them if you do it right. It's a lot of blood to be walking into the wrong places at night.
Damn it. Right now he's not thinking straight. All I can do is think about you. I need it. I need the blood.
So, Nightmare, how do you want to approach this?
Quietly. Just because I need the blood doesn't I can't do it quietly, right? I just need it. I just need to eat.
Yeah, you do. You start to end up. You pull up. You take the keys out of the bike. You try and focus on putting the kickstand up, and you start walking. Your face is obscured by the helmet, but your size is definitely noticeable. You start to walk down that same back alley. And you see them starting to head down some stairs. Much like the basement apartment that you were in. This place, though, looks a lot more lively. So they open a door. You see light coming up from it. You see more shadows, more people. It's a gathering.
Yeah. Yes. 3 I might be able to handle. So many of these guys. Is there like anything I can climb up on?
Yeah, you'd probably be able to get up there. There's on this building that they walked into the basement of. There's definitely a high-rise a way to end up getting up on the fire escape if you're quiet.
And would I be able to reach down from there should someone say walk out the door after I knock at it and they
No,
lift it up?
this place, the stairs go down to a basement door. You go up to the main street level. Fire escape's above.
Okay.
But you could definitely jump on somebody from up here.
That's very true. Well, let's do this then.
Okay.
As soon as they're inside, I will... Oh, let a little bit of time pass.
Okay.
Then I will knock on the door, climb up the fire escape, and see if anyone answers the door, maybe goes out to check. I have to, I'll make a tiny bit of noise in the alley so they check it out.
Alright. If that's the case, roll me a... How are you doing the noise?
I'll take like a loose brick or a rock or something.
Roll me a... Dexterity plus manipulation.
Okay. This is an odd one.
Nice part about the system, there's a whole bunch of mix and matching you can do that would be appropriate to very unique circumstances.
3.
Nice. Okay, so you do end up having one come out. He looks like a medium weight guy, wears a gray t-shirt. Seems to be of Hispanic descent, though he starts to look around. He's kind of curious. You can see that he's armed, though it seems to be some kind of collapsible club. It's not extended right now, though. He's just kind of taking a look like, what's going on here? And you see him say something. Do you speak Spanish?
I speak Latin, not Spanish.
Unfortunately, you're not sure what he says, but he does end up speaking in there before he starts making his way up. It's at that point he hears a noise. Something that he's got to walk up the stairs and turn around, start walking a little bit past.
It's at that time, that moment, as soon as it's right,
Alright.
I'm gonna grab him, cover his mouth so he can't scream, and just bite.
I'm gonna let you do a... Let's do a strength plus brawl plus 2 because he doesn't see this coming.
Okay.
And, you know, he's a little bit above average, so we're just gonna make him a 4 die. 2 successes.
2 successes.
You're the actor, so you win on this one. You pick him up and you start to drink. You start to drink deep. And oh god, never tasted so good. Just the flavor of them. The surprise, the panic, the fear. It's palpable. Oh god. It's so good. I need you to roll me a willpower check. We're testing against the beast at this point. You've pushed yourself to the limit and the beast wants it all.
Is it what's left of my willpower?
It's what's left of your willpower. Nightmare. It's so good. And you fight it. You fight so hard. You don't want to make the mistake, not for the one that you just stopped another kindred for. It's not until you realize that you've let go with your arms, just hanging on to the fire escape, and yet this person is still hanging by the neck, by the throat, by your teeth. Blood has gone dry for quite some time, and you're sucking on a dead, dry artery. And the rush, fear, For a second there, you think you might have even heard your own heartbeat. What it was like to be afraid when you were mortal. It's so good. And yet, it's wrong. You look down and realize what you've done. It's cold meat in your mouth right now. Twitching. Hanging. Lifeless. You gain all your hunger back, and you incur 2 stains. I need to make a roll. Okay. You currently have melancholic resonance. There's no clot involved, though. You hadn't had a chance to marinate in it. But
I need to get this body out of here. Far away.
you only have a bike.
Like it's 2.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to roll me a strength plus deception. Or pardon, strength plus subterfuge. Maybe you can pretend he's a drunk you're carrying home.
Two.
That'll work. Body is in your arms. You slump it over your back. You try and find some awkward way to keep the body from going. And as you drive, you feel the dragging of its boots on the concrete. Riding on your bike. You probably get about 5 or 6 blocks before you smell his shoes, his boots. Tops of them being skinned down to the metal, which is heating quickly as it rubs against asphalt. A nightmare. You and your victim drive off into the night. What's to happen? Well, only you really know. Another missing persons inside of Detroit. While that's going on, Mouse, where are you?
I'm trying to think about who I might know that might know information about guns. There's the only people that really come to mind that would have. Nobody comes to mind that would have any idea of what this is. I don't know enough people to really be able to determine that. Maybe somebody from the Warrens? I don't know. I wouldn't know how to contact them. Gutter might know somebody? I don't really know.
So what are you doing right now?
am probably going to ask Gutter if he knows somebody, but I don't know when he'll be back at the Haven or not.
It's gonna take a little bit.
Yep.
In the basement, you end up arriving. You're lucky. You managed to catch him. Your sire, Gutter, he currently seems to be working on what appears to be a couple of stakes. You see them lying down right beside his bag of goodies. This arsenal he started acquiring. Yeah, that ought to be point enough. Oh shit, kid. Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm alright. It's been a decent night. Had a question for you.
Oh, of course. Anything for you, little mouse. Oh, by certainly. I love being here and giving you the education that you rightfully deserve. In fact, I think I'm gonna get your sorry ass into college one of these days.
Oh, God.
Sorority girls.
I hated school when I was in school. College might be in for another day.
So what can I do for you, kid?
When I pulled out that gun the other day, you said it looked weird. You wouldn't happen to know somebody who would know more about that, do you?
I've been known to come across individual or two who might end up knowing a little something about something once in a while. What's got you so concerned about guns, kid? Trust me, I got a few.
Well, you said it looked weird, so
Yeah.
I want to check it out. I want to know what it is.
You're not gonna do anything retarded like a gold-plated like a gangster, are you?
No, fuck that. That's gaudy.
Oh, Oh, good. I didn't raise an idiot. Okay.
No, it's more along the lines of I don't know anything about guns, and you said it's weird, and you have a whole duffel bag full. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's because it's weird.
Yeah. Well.
I wouldn't know where the first place to talk to anybody about that. I have no idea at all.
Last person I ended up having a conversation about the good old Fire moms is, was Hector.
Hector?
Yeah. He's got a kind of a history when it comes down to things going bang.
Really?
Including your mom.
What? Oh, that's a joke. Never mind. I never took Hector as one who would know much about firearms.
I can understand where that's coming from, kid.
He doesn't strike me as one who does. I mean, I've only met him a couple of times, but he never struck me as the type who was all that enthused about anything, really.
I never said he was enthusiastic. I said he knows.
Oh. No.
Whether he knows about that is a fucking mystery to me, but you're asking me my best shot. And unfortunately, the last gun nut I'd known, well, he didn't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Nighty, don't you?
No, fuck that kid. No, that's somebody else.
Oh.
Nighty was in the guns.
He made guns. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
Huh. I don't know. He never
Gunsmith.
struck me as the type.
I suppose. Yeah. I don't know. Nighty was weird.
Yeah, well, we all have our moments, don't we? But seriously though, kid, what's got you about this gun outside of it being looking weird?
I don't know. It's the guns that they were using on the boat. Those were painful.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I was there. Wasn't the only thing that was a pain in the ass there.
Wasn't sure if you were aware or not.
Mouse. He kind of has a somber expression, very weird for Gutter. I was aware of everything. I was aware when they peeled my rib cage apart like a bloomin' onion. I was aware when they moved my heart so I can see it in my outside of my own chest. I was aware when they started separating ribs and figuring out how bad my lungs had atrophied. I remember them ripping out fangs to end up seeing if they were actually part of the skeletal structure proper or if it was fused. I remember when they took my eye. I remember it very clearly, Mouse. I had a front row seat to that shit.
That's why I had to get you out of there.
Yeah, I know, kid. I'm grateful. I really am. Normally, this isn't how I've pictured, having a child, no. I would expect them to be squatting with me, not the other way around. I would expect, them doing the errands for me, not them pulling my ass out of a fucking sardine can, I fuck this up at every goddamn turn. I've got to be the worst fucking sire there is out there. So I'm sorry you get stuck with me.
I'd do it all again in a heartbeat, so don't beat yourself up over it.
Now I know I fucked up. If you do it all again in a heartbeat, then I know I fucked up. But I guess that's beside the point.
Yeah, but with the fact that they were using those kinds of guns on the boat, I wonder if that's what I have.
I think that might be accurate. Look,
just need to figure out if it works.
Hey, don't point that thing at me. Okay?
Nope.
You point that at somebody who's deserving. What it does, I don't even want to guess. I really don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
just figure out.
It's not like they're gonna make serial numbers for this shit or what have you.
Probably not. Not if the project that they're working on is top secret and shit.
Yeah.
Which it struck me as top secret, obviously.
I'd imagine so. I don't know.
So the fact that they're being so loud about it, though, that's odd.
Not really.
Isn't it?
Nah. We used to pull that trick all the time.
Be loud about it and it get blamed on random happenstance and gang violence and shit?
No. He stops, like as if he's not sure if he should end up telling you. This might be something that'll come back to bite him in the ass. So, what would be a good thing to talk about? Talk about San Jose. San Jose used to run camp way back when. The thing you need to understand about it was that when a group of us would go in to mess things up,
Mm-hmm.
you had two ways of going about it, and eventually one would turn into the other. But you would always have people who say, we have to keep it quiet, and as quiet as possible. The thing about quiet is that it doesn't force reactions, right?
Right.
Now, if you know somebody's trying to keep a secret, wouldn't it be useful to end up knowing exactly how they keep that secret when things go to shit?
Yeah. As in you be noisy to try and get them to expose the reason that they keep the secret.
And how they do it. So, once you figure that part out, they start figuring there's certain things they can't do no more. But that means they gotta stop making up new stuff. And if you can figure out exactly what that new stuff is, well, they might as well just be gift wrapping you every bit of intel that they're gonna need.
Because there's no way they planned for it.
But you did.
So if you're forcing them to be reactionary and try to cover it up as quickly as possible, then it's going to be sloppy.
Yeah. That's right. And then they gotta spend a lot of time hashing out details. And if they're spending time hashing on details, they ain't working about you. So
That's fair.
Near as I would figure what we just experienced was what we call shuffling the deck. You ever see a set of playing cards before? There's a pair of kings in the center. They're called the Kissing Kings. Well, despite any homosexual erratices that may be in a deck of playing cards, we have this understanding that there are particular cards in a very specific order. If you don't want somebody to know what's going on, your first thing to do is to shuffle the deck. Enough that you can separate those kings. Sound familiar?
I think so.
These tricks are as old as time, Mouse. They're nothing new. It's just this is one of the few times that I think any of us Canaanites had to end up figuring out that the kind could do that too.
Yeah. That's definitely something that's been on my mind, is that humans can be scary things when they're motivated.
Goddamn dancing monkeys. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. So, the fact that they're quiet right now, like I haven't heard peep, makes me very goddamn nervous.
Me too.
Anyway.
I don't know what their plan is. I don't know. I'm worried about you, and I'm worried about me, and I'm worried about everybody else in this city, and it's overwhelming. Because you, having been part of the subject and part of the project, means that we have to be careful. To be careful that they don't find you. They don't have to find me. They don't. Shit. I hate it. I hate that we can't just live normal lives.
He just kind of looks at you. That crooked, diseased smile at you. Alright. Well, I get that. Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
But, there are more important things in life than having to worry about. All of a sudden he goes quiet. Hearing the knock. It's upstairs.
You're not expecting it. I just make sure that I'm in a corner, and I cloak of shadows. And if he's close to me, I whisper, "I'm not expecting anyone, are you?"
No.
Shitballs.
Kind of late for this kind of shit.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish you had your crow right now.
Yeah, unfortunately I had to eat it. Yeah, I ate crow. That serious face, coulda. Serious face. You see him reach into the bag and he pulls out a double barrel shotgun. He gives it a click and you can see that both barrels are loaded. Sawed off. You stay here.
No, don't. Let's just go out the back way.
You stay here. Whatever happens, no matter what I say, you do not move from that spot.
Okay.
He starts to walk up the stairs. He goes out of view. He checks. There's an awkward silence. And it goes on and on. Then you hear a latch. The creaking of a door upstairs. Kid? Kid, you're gonna want to get up here. I ain't gonna be able to handle this on my own, kid.
Okay.
Help me. Help.
I'm unseen passage.
Okay. Nice.
And I am going to walk up the stairs and see what's going on.
Okay. You see Gutter as you go up the stairs. He is with his back against the wall. The door is right beside him. It's partially open. He's got the shotgun like as if it's ready. He looks to you, eyes wide, a little wild, very excited. Huge smile on his face as he has the gun ready. He looks around and he's waiting. He can't see you. As you unseen passage, you that invisibility, that shroud that covers you.
Uh-huh.
You start to walk forward. The door's cracked open. His gun's loaded. He seems ready. He seems to be in his elements. This stupid grin on his face ear to ear as he's kind of peeks, checks the window. Checks the door. And it's just cracked open just a bit.
I wanna look because I'm curious, but I
The second you interact, you lose obfuscate.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. told me not to move. Told me not to move, but I moved anyway.
Ged! Ged! Where are ya?
I kind of sidle up and I whisper, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. You armed? Okay, it's about ready. It's time to do some heavy lifting.
I pull out the gun that I have.
He doesn't see you, so
So I am pulling out the gun and I'm getting it ready.
all right.
What's
Ready?
going on? What was it?
It's big. It's just outside.
What are we talking about?
All right. We don't have time. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. He kicks the door open. He turns, going in. He aims down sight. What do you do?
Can I spend like a second looking and seeing who it is or what it is?
If you want, you'll be hesitation, so you'll be lower on the initiative.
I don't know who would be who knows where my haven is, who would have been able to follow outside the front door. I come in through the back way. I'm gonna shoot at their feet.
Okay. So you hear it come around, your gun's pointing down, and there's this huge giant piece of cloth that's in the way. You look up. You see this. It eats up the entirety of the front porch. It's at least 3 people deep. Is that a couch?
Oh shit. Why did you do that?
Because it was funny.
Why did you do that? I was so scared.
I told you not to move. He puts the gun.
How was I supposed to know? You said help.
It was fantastic. Okay, let's get this thing inside. He steps over it. You can see that there's other stuff put aside. On top seems to be boxed. And he just starts lifting one end. Like, come on, kid, before somebody sees us, we can get this inside.
Yeah. Why did you have it delivered directly?
I didn't. Adam. He starts crawling it in. I thought you did.
No, I didn't even have a chance to talk to Kowalski yet.
He turns, looks around. Inside, quick. Inside.
Okay.
You bring it in, and he's insistent. Drag it downstairs. He drags it downstairs with you, and this is heavy. Oh God, it is heavy. It's awkward trying to fit it. You're scared you might have ripped something when you end up coming through. I wasn't sure if it was door frame or if it was cloth or something, but as it ends up going down, you lay it down, and Gunner puts the box aside as he starts to tear off the cloth. He's actually tearing it. He's so excited as he ends up getting it through. There it is. It's bigger than he could have hoped. A 4-seater, all leather.
I wouldn't have had it directly delivered.
Gunner hasn't moved. He's just got this stupid smile on his face.
Did you have it directly delivered?
Mouse.
Uh-huh.
As soon as you speak, he puts his finger over your lips. Shh. And he just flops on it. He just ignores the box and just It's like he's swimming on it.
I want to try and tell if he's trying to just play it off or if he's trying to talk to me in code of some kind to try and. I need to determine whether or not he's actually fucking with me or if he's not.
What's insight?
And 1 for versus kindred.
Okay. As far as you can tell, he just doesn't want couch time interrupted. This is the most beautiful moment of his decade at this point.
Okay. He wants couch time. I'll give him couch time.
Oh.
Do you want it in like the corner or something, or do you want it up against a wall?
It is perfectly fine. Oh God. It's like it's absorbing my body. The couch will eat me.
Can't even imagine what how the fact that you have a big old hunch you can't lay flat.
I don't care. That's why the couch has got arms.
Eh,
The pillow's like in the box or some shit.
I go to look.
You open it up, and you end up seeing Asylum merch.
Oh, this is
Like-
definitely Kowalski's doing.
There's like three hoodies of various sizes, t-shirts, swag. There's a keychain. Like, there's a box full of Asylum merch.
Is one of them in black?
Oh,
I
yeah.
need a new hoodie.
Most of them are in black.
I go ahead and put on one that would fit me.
There's something about the back of this where it has this girl who seems to like this outline of a girl who's in a schoolgirl uniform and fishnet and pigtails. It's complete black and white white silhouette on the back of the black hoodie. On the front, where the zipper is, it says Asylum right across the chest.
I was needing a new hoodie anyway. This is
Mouse, this
good
is-
anticipation.
This is the first bit of clean clothes you have worn since you've been embraced. This is new clothes.
Ooh, this is nice. It smells nice.
Gutter is currently like a cat, just rolling on the couch. Just so good.
You're gonna sleep well tonight.
And I think that is where we're going to conclude tonight. One with a body, and the other with a couch. We'll be right back to sign this experience. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are about to do experience, which is always fun. So, both players at this point, between Mouse and Nightmare, ended up gaining 1 point of experience for showing up, and you guys know the rules. But for those of you who are new to this stream, we do experience a little bit differently here. I don't assign experience. It is debated amongst the players, and they divide it as they so choose. And then anybody who's been watching the stream will later also get a vote, and the player who ends up getting the most votes gets a bonus experience. So, literally, you can affect who ended up earning what, and your reasons are your own. It could be for the same reasons that we give experience. It could be for just one particular moment that you're like, oh my god, that was amazing, or it could be, I just really like this character, or you know what, I'm a pal of this person's. Does not matter. Okay? So the first thing we do is who progressed the plot the furthest.
I'm gonna put it just kind of right now. It seems like a tie moment for this one because we were both there, united in getting the runoff together.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my own hat in because
Okay.
I feel that Mouse was a little bit more progressive in the way that with the runoff than Nightmare was, because Nightmare was antagonistic.
Ooh, got a bit of a debate going on. Well, it comes down to you two. If you can't make a decision on where you know and how it goes,
You know what? I'll give you that one.
you'd rather give him the guaranteed.
Yeah.
Hey, Spectre, we just ended up finishing up, but I'm glad you ended up arriving because we're gonna end up continuing on. So right now, Mouse just ended up getting the most plot progressed. Second, who had the best scene?
Why have you done this?
I mean, the couch.
The couch had the best scene, definitely.
Couch. Okay, so we're giving the 1 XP to the couch. Okay.
Yep, 1 XP to the couch.
For me, for the couch.
Okay.
But specifically to the couch.
Alright. Yeah, well, the couch thing was been coming for a long time.
Yes. Needed.
1 XP to Derek for thinking of the couch thing.
Tell them so.
All right, so
Derek is
and
Kane.
who had the best one-liner? I think Black Wolf
That's
actually had
different.
to. Yeah.
That's different. That bitch is crazy.
I'm inclined to agree, but it doesn't matter what I think.
Mouse doesn't really do one-liners, so I would definitely say that it would be in the running for Nightmare more likely.
Hey, okay. Nightmare gained 2
This
XP
bitch
this time.
crazy.
This bitch be crazy. All right, fantastic. Now, we end up having that. Now, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, whether... Yep, we are still doing a workshop later tonight, Nani. I just got to end up kind of giving you a chance to kind of cool my jets and what have you, and kind of slip into, you know, workshop mode as opposed to ST mode, which are two very distinct modes with me. But right now, all members of the audience, everybody who's been with us throughout the night, or maybe you just jumped in, well, you can end up voting for who, between Nightmare and Mouse, you want to end up giving the extra experience to. And your reasons are your own. You don't need to justify yourself if you don't have to. If you feel like, hey, we need to end up giving a shout out for this particular thing, by all means, but it's on you. So, who majority vote ends up getting it, and if we have a tie, well, hopefully we don't get a tie, because that's a interesting way to distinguish. We'll give it a minute for the votes to end up coming in while you guys all end up telling me what you thought of the session, if there's any pieces you wanted to give out. Any thoughts?
I love my sire. He's a big old bag of dicks, but I love him.
I love the session.
We all know that.
I will have to wait till next time to do the calling of certain people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it works better for next time anyway.
Oh,
Especially with what's happened.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yep.
We'll probably start in medias res and let the others have a chance to kind of catch up. What were they doing in this time? Because you guys aren't that late, right?
Right. Yeah, it's
That
only
looks like-
probably halfway through the night, if at all.
It's 10.
Yeah.
10:20 my time, which is fine.
All right.
Yeah, I mean.
So, ooh, got one vote Nightmare.
Mostly votes mouse.
No, Nightmare is the first. We got one Nightmare, 2 mouse, 3 mouse. All right. Okay, mouse. Looks like you ended up managing to win the fan fave this time. Congratulations! Don't let that belt slip.
Nah, not at all. I am the fan favorite. I am the pure bean.
Yeah. You're the most deranged being out of all of them. One person calls himself
Yeah, this
Nightmare,
one's
Perpetual
obvious.
Edgelord. It's the kid that we got to worry
Oh
about.
my god.
Oh yeah, it's the kid. It's the
At least
the quiet
I'm
one.
upfront about my edge lordiness, okay?
Hey, I can respect that. But that being said, Alex, Nightmare, you
Yep.
need to end up doing some research and end up giving me an image to end up using for this new haven.
Okay. Also,
And-
we should finish up the stains and stuff too.
Yep, but I wanted to make this clear. Right now, all the haven points you had on your character and all the haven points on
Can't just check a bottle.
all the haven points on the coterie sheet. Try and figure out, because you can use those however you want for the haven. You can save a few so that later on, if you find a place of your own, or you can put them all into this group haven. It's up to you.
Honestly, probably gonna put my point into the group haven.
Okay. So this haven is yours to end up building out as you kind of explore it and figure it out, while a corpse of a Hispanic man is placed in the corner, currently staring at you with dead eyes, starting to sync up the place.
Is that upgrading our haven then?
It would be.
Okay,
How many points in the haven did we have?
1 so far. per
Okay, so
quarter.
now we have 2.
I want to spend my 3 experience at some point and put locks on the damn thing.
Okay.
I've got a lot of
you're gonna-
experience I can spend.
It's okay. Well, it's up to you guys, right? But
I
you-
have 14 points of experience, and I would like to put some of that into the haven.
Okay. Well, that is definitely something for consideration. Remember, it's 3 XP per.
Yeah, Mouse, we can talk about it and then let not Nightmare, let Mac know about it
Yeah. But
once
you
we've
guys,
decided.
You guys have your own place again. And
Yeah.
one that is more to your specifications rather than the hole in the ground that was once the Owl's Eyes. The
Yep.
Owl's Eyes 2.
Yep.
With a vengeance.
I definitely want to start security system with,
Oh,
with
yes, something.
locks. Yeah.
Okay. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end up logging off for, let's say 35 minutes. I'm going to try and get some food in me. I'm going to try, because I had to do a quick om nom nom first thing in the before session, so. But we're going to end up doing that. And then, afterwards, at 11 o'clock Central Standard, we are going to start a VTM workshop. But before I do that, I want to open it up to the chat if there's anything in particular you guys want me to go over. I have a few ideas if there's nothing specifically pressing, but this is a workshop. We're here to work together. And if there's something you want to learn, if there's something you'd like to see, if there's a few questions you want to ask, that is literally a big AMA situation. And I am here to end up helping you out however I can. So I'm here to offer insight into Vampire the Masquerade as I end up running it. And we're going to be going over not only the core book, but we may even tackle some of the Anarch book. But I have an idea. And I'd like to end up trying to share it with you all.
Sounds fair.
Alright.
I like
Ways to revive Ari. Would you like to know, Black Wolf? Because there are ways.
I want her back. Don't get my hopes up. I'm already so sad.
that being said, I hope you all enjoyed your time with us tonight. I hope the players had a little bit of fun. And, well, I hope to see you all in 35 minutes. Hey? Yusef, if you want to get PM me, just find me in Discord. The Discord link is down below. If you all enjoyed this, please do hit the follow button. It's been fantastic having you around. And it's fantastic to see on how much this community is growing. And
Cheesecake
seeing
is
Detroit by
cringeworthy.
Night growing. I'm kind of fascinated with it. But yeah, anything you have, I'll do my best to do so. And Yusef, I'll log into Twitch proper if you did send me a PM. Don't worry about that. But
Okay.
figured if you want to get a hold of me, that's the best way to do it. Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to say goodnight.
Good night.